शिक्षा तथ्यों की सीख नहीं बल्कि मन का प्रशिक्षण है। नमस्कार, मैं अंजलि गुप्ता, आप देख रहे हैं नेशन लाइव। नेशन लाइव की ड्राइव नो योर स्कूल की कड़ी को आगे बढ़ाते हुए आज हमें शिक्षा भारती ग्लोबल स्कूल में आइए बात करते हैं यहाँ के प्रिंसिपल मनीषा कौशल जी से और जानते हैं उनके स्कूल और शिक्षा के बारे में। वेलकम मैम। मैम, मेरा सबसे पहले सवाल आपसे ये रहेगा कि आप एज ए प्रिंसिपल कैसा आपका अनुभव रहा है और क्या चैलेंजेस और एक्सपीरियंस आपने लिया है बीइंग हियर?
As a head of the school, you face daily so many challenges, right? And if you have good teachers, you have very good team of people, those who are working with you, then it is very easy for you to take these challenges. I can give you one example, like if we talk about the last 2 years when we have faced the pandemic. At that time, everything was new for everybody, that how we should start the teaching for the students. And then we used the technology, and our teachers, they proved themselves that how we can utilize technology to give best education. And that was the time then we discussed with our teachers that how we are going to start this process, and then we introduced some of the training program by our IT department for the teachers, because all teachers was not versed to handle online classes. And that was the most important challenge I can say I have faced at that time. But with the team it was very easy for us, and time to time whenever we get some challenges, when you have a good team of people, then it is very easy for you to go through that, right?
Yes. So ma'am, you're talking about technology a lot, right? And you're saying that COVID was all about technology. But do you think that it is the need of the hour right now? Because of course the generation which is coming, it's going to be totally based on technology. So how are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, it is need of hour now, I can say, because now our classrooms are integrated with technology. If we say we are using EduCom, and we are using giving online assignment to the student. Second thing, we give tasks to the student to make PPTs, and students are using in a right sense this technology. And our curriculum also has such kind of things, like we have computer, we have computer science, we have information technology, right? And now we have introduced robotic lab in our school. So these things only possible because of technology, and in future students are going to use technology in a right sense, so we have to keep balance between technology and classroom studies. It's very important.
So ma'am, you've been talking about technology now and the way it is going to help. Now my question is, how are we able to manage the practical knowledge in the school?
You are talking about technology?
No,
just general. Yeah, see, when we say student is coming to the school for study purpose, so we have books for theoretical knowledge, right? Without books, child cannot face practical knowledge. So we need to keep balance in theoretical and practical. I give you one example again, like we have physics, chemistry lab. Their teachers first give theory knowledge to the students, but student is not able to understand until unless we are giving practical knowledge to the student. So now, not only for these subjects which are based on practical knowledge, we always try to relate each and every subject with giving practical experience to the student, live practical experience. Like if child want to know that what is the difference between living and non-living things, right? And how plants are important in our life. So we take them to the ground and give them all these knowledge. That practical knowledge is very much important. So every child should understand that without practical knowledge they won't get success. So we need to keep balance, and in our school we always try to make sure that child should get everything in practically applicable in their life. Yeah.
So ma'am, taking forward this question, I want to ask, what facilities do we provide for this practical knowledge you're talking about?
See, we have all subjects labs in our school. We have physics labs, chemistry lab, bio lab, home science lab, psychology lab, maths lab, and geography lab. In every subject we have lab, art and craft lab is there, right? So students go to the concerned lab and they do their practical themselves. So that is the way school gives them all these opportunity to come up with all these experience, and that helps in their overall development.
So ma'am, this is the practicality you're talking about is, I think, all about the senior classes, right? How do we deal with the toddlers and how do we do with them, like how do we teach them?
Yeah.
With all
For if we talk about pre-primary and primary, there we have activities based on like if we want to teach them how to make a salad, okay? So that activity we conduct. Students, they bring cucumber and tomato from ingredients from their home, and then first teacher show them how to do that, and the other teacher help them so that they make sandwich in school. So these kind of activity we also give to the pre-primary students also. More, I think, more practical knowledge we give to the pre-primary, because pre-primary child only learn from these practical things, actions. Yeah, so action based activities are we have that roster, so we conduct all those activities in our school.
So ma'am, my next question would be, how is Shiksha Bharti Global is managing the moral and ethical values of the school?
Moral and ethical values, I can say, Anjali, to you, that is my vision for the school also. If I say how that I'll tell you. I want to see my student to be a good human being first, then a good citizen, right? And this is the duty of each and every teacher to work on moral value. So what we do, every teacher, not only the class teacher, every teacher, when they go to their class, 5 to 7 minutes, they give talk on moral values. They share stories with the students, right? And then they give them example also to relate with the story, so that child should also come up with such kind of changes, right? So I think schools are first more important to introduce culture and values in the student. So, and in our school, that is our motto. We first work on that. That is why in assembly time also, prayer is very important for the student, and teachers talk. They give talk on some topics which students can relate with them. So it's a good question. I think this is the need of our now. The generation is very much need to work on their value system. Then comes the academics, right? Yeah.
So ma'am, again we are talking about moral and ethical views. With this, a term comes in our mind is called parents, of course, right? So how is Shiksha Bharti? How is the interaction between Shiksha Bharti and the parents of the children studying here?
Shiksha Bharti school, we have our planner to meet with the parents. We conduct PTMs. We have a parents teacher association, right? And these are on our schedule. But other than schedule, we have our timings settled for meeting with the parents. If it is required for some incident, if we feel like we need to discuss with the parent to know why child is behaving in this manner. So concerned teacher, they call the parent, they do counseling for the parent as well as for the student also, right? And it's a bridge, you know, teacher, parent and student. So parents' involvement is very much important, and we are always, I think 24/7 we are connected with the parent. Why? I tell you, in the pandemic time, our teachers were working since morning 7:30 to 7:30 evening till 8 and 9 also, because online parents were always calling to the teachers for each and everything, for homework, and if they have any query, if their child is facing any problem, and teachers are welcoming all the parents in same manner. So this connection is very much required, and I can proudly say that in our school we are very much connected with our parents. Yeah.
Ma'am, you talked about counseling, right? In my interviews, I definitely ask this question that that pandemic has definitely affected the minds of the children and toddlers, everyone. Yeah. How do you think counseling is actually the need of the maybe primary wings also and the senior wings also?
Yeah. Anjali, again I say it's a very good question, because whereas moral values are important, similarly counseling is very important, and it starts from home itself first, right? and when child enter in the school, teachers always in the class first they see that if any child is facing any problem, we have a special educator also, those who look after such kind of students and give them counseling. But as per me, every teacher is a counselor, you know. It is written in teachers' duty list that first you have to counsel the child, right? And every teacher get this knowledge of counseling when we do B.Ed and all that, fine. So these counseling sessions very often I myself also conduct with my students. We conduct some problems which are only related with the girls, then we do counseling for the girls. Some are problems we are facing from the boys, we conduct individual boys counseling. We have our female staff and male staff, those who on regular basis they do the counseling. Counseling play a very major role, you know. When you come to know if child is facing any problem at home and his behavior is changing in the school, so we recognize that, then we call the child individually, personally, and we counsel them, we come to know, and if it is need to meet the parent, we always meet to the parent also. So counseling is very much important in child's life. Yeah.
Sometimes what happens is, like, there are students in the classes who are actually lacking somewhere, not because of maybe they're mentally affected or what, but because they do put in their all efforts, and still they think that they're not able to do their best. So how do we deal with these kind of problems?
Yeah, we face very often such kind of problem. Some of the students, they are not performing good, so we try to find out what is the reason behind that. So first the role comes from the class teacher, right? Class teacher, they try to get information from the child that how what is the problem. If child is very much, I think every child is very much comfortable with their class teachers, they're ready to share everything. So our first duty, what we perform is that we try to talk to the child, you know, always open to talk to the child. Talking is very much important. Talking means, I am saying communication is very much important, right? If we are ignoring any single child, that is our fault. So there should not be ignorance of any child. Every child is important, every child should get attention from the teachers, right? And after this, teacher try to find out the reason. If it is related with the parent, we call the parent also. Sometimes it happens parents are going through some financial crisis, right? So we try to provide books to the students, we try to provide material to the student so that he should feel or she should feel you know, equal. I'm getting the attention and I have my problem is sorted out. And if a child is very sensitive, very emotional, so we try to connect to the child in that sense ki we can find out what is hurting him or her, and emotionally trying to make him more strong. So these things my teachers always does. They always does, and I also myself, I will try to sort out this problem because we feel these lacking, they affect their studies also, right? So we need to find out the reason first, and then we try to tackle the problem. Yeah.
One very last question I'll take: how is the Shiksha Bharti Global different from other schools?
See, Shiksha Bharti Global School is always, I say, one of the best school in Dwarka. We are 27 years old, if I am not wrong. And whatever we are providing in our school, each school is providing everything. But when I say we are providing from gate to classroom, since 7:30 to 2 o'clock, our teachers are very much connected with the students in every sense. In every sense, I say, if we talk about discipline, if we talk about academic, if we talk about moral values, if we talk about to make them comfortable if they are having any problem. And second thing is that we try to find out the reason and to give them solution. And for us, all childs are equal. If I am not comparing my school with other school in that sense, that some schools they only focus on the students, those are coming from the higher you know, background. I appreciate my management for this cause. They are giving equal opportunity to all people from different society and from different stratas right? And that is one of the thing I like so much for my school. We are treating everyone equally because our motto is to giving education, and education should be given to everyone without any discrimination, and that is I feel proud. And now after pandemic, I'm sharing this with you and I'm getting goosebumps also. Why? Because we got this report that in pandemic, Shiksha Bharti Global School has given online teaching in the bestest way from other schools in this area, right? Parents were so happy. They felt like, ma'am, you followed the timetable. You have taken importance, you have given importance to all the subjects. Timetable was given, teachers were taking classes in time, you know, and we were engaging the students in every sense, and we are tackling their problem. So that I think cannot be seen in any school. Very proudly, I can say we have done everything.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for talking with us.
Always.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
तो ये थी मनीषा कौशल जी, शिक्षा भारती ग्लोबल स्कूल के प्रिंसिपल। इन्होंने अपना अनुभव हमारे साथ शेयर किया, स्कूल के बारे में हमें बताया। नेशनल लाइव आप तक ऐसे ही और अच्छे स्कूल्स की जानकारी लेकर आते रहेगा। उन्हें देखने के लिए बने रहे हमारे साथ। धन्यवाद।